door sales, the objections there are infinite.
There's
so many different things.
So
but
I mean,
online it's so much easier.
Online you got price, spouse, stall. Right?
Exactly.
That's it. I tell my sales guys, like, look, it's going to be those three, and then if they still say no, it's belief, and then you just got to fight their belief. Door to door, what did I get? It's like, I wasn't expecting you. My wife's not here. My dog just died. I have a dog. I have a gun. I just got to have a contract. It's like, come back later. Like, there's just anything.
Everything.
And so it was hard at first because I'm like, man, there's so many objections. You have a whole book, and you had to get to where you were just on the fly. So, guys would start saying, I have a gun. I'm like, dude, this is perfect. This is going to tell you where to point it. No worries. I just keep going. Or if I didn't know what to say, I would usually say, that's why I'm here. And even if it didn't make sense, they're like, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, that's why I'm here. And then I would just keep going. But yeah, that's why when I went into online, I remember closing the deal. I was like in my boxers or something. I'm like, man, like I'm in the house, AC, in my boxers, closing deals at $3,000 all up front. I keep all of it. And I was doing door-to-door sales, and the commission was like $500 an alarm. So when it was all said and done, I didn't make nearly as much as I thought. But that experience, I would tell anyone who is struggling with sales or really wants to crush at business, if you do door-to-door, I think the chances of being successful, I don't know what the stats would be, but I can almost guarantee if they just took door-to-door sales guys who start businesses and people who don't. I'd also be curious to look at athletes maybe, because that kind of perseverance really helped me. But I'm telling you, door-to-door sales, I don't think I would be where I'm at if I didn't do it. Wow. It was that hard. So
yeah, I look at a lot of character traits that I can see in those entrepreneurs that have hit milestones of success: perseverance, discipline, commitment to succeed, regardless of what else is going on in your life. And it seems like you embodied most of those, if not all of them, at a relatively young age. Yeah,
the perseverance was by far and away. Because even when I started building my business, I can tell you how many times, like 5 times I called my mentor during the 2 years, and I said, dude, I'm going to quit. Like, And like hearing someone say I was doing 16-hour days or 18-hour days, it's like, oh yeah, whatever, dude.
Right.
But when you're actually doing that, and you're sacrificing your entire life, it is the hardest thing ever when people are looking at you and judging you and saying stuff like, I'd be a server at Olive Garden, like, oh cool, what do you do? And I'm like trying to talk, I'm like, yeah, like I have a business and this and that. They're looking at me like, dude, you work here, like obviously you're not making any money. And just like that constant reminder of like you're failing so hard. But it was worth it, and I credit my dad a lot. My dad's very religious, and like a lot of times, I feel like he bases like how he did as a parent on like how religious his kids are.
Okay.
But I tell my dad, I said, him not giving us stuff and making us work as a kid, we would actually clean the school he worked in for more money, or he would make us go power wash our rich friends' yards or driveway, because he's like, Tanner, like we need money. And he just would always, I just remember my dad would just never make an excuse. Like if we need more money, he would just do all these side jobs. And as a kid, I really hated him for it, because all my friends were like, bro, like why does your dad make you do that stuff? Or like, why does your dad make you drive a minivan to school? Like I had a 8-9 passenger minivan. But as an adult, all those individuals, they're so much worse off because their parents, like, it's not the words, it's their actions tell them, like, we'll bail you out. We'll always be here to help you. My dad's like, you're on your own, man. He's like, I already did help you. He's like, I friggin', me and your mom had you. You have a house, and you have food till 18, then you're on your own. Yeah. And so I really credit my dad and my mom, because looking back, if they hadn't done that, I don't think I would have had the drive, because I would have had a way out. Right. And when I didn't have a way out, I realized either I figure this stuff out or I'm going to have a terrible life. That's how I viewed it. And I got to that point, especially when I turned 25, I said, I'll either figure this out or I'll be homeless.